Like and subscribe. Lost in the Library of Legends. In a little town named Litera, there stood a massive ancient library. Its tall wooden doors were adorned with golden symbols, and it was said that the library contained every story ever written. But few ventured inside, for legends spoke of its enchanting allure, of people who vanished within, never to be seen again. One crisp afternoon, curious young Marco, with eyes as bright as stars and a heart full of wonder, pushed open the creaky doors. The library was vast, with shelves reaching the heavens and soft golden light filtering through high windows. Rows upon rows of books, some ancient with leather-bound covers, others new and glossy, beckoned him. As he strolled the aisles, a peculiar blue-covered book caught his eye. Without a second thought, he opened it and was immediately engulfed in a whirlwind of colours and sounds. Suddenly, he found himself standing in a vibrant forest with talking animals and trees that sang melodies. Realising he was no longer in the library, panic set in. Marco remembered the legends. Each book in the library was a gateway to another world. To return home, he'd have to find the book that led back to Litera. In his quest, Marco journeyed through many worlds. He crossed deserts with shifting sands that whispered secrets, climbed mountains that touched the moon, and sailed on candy-coloured seas where fish recited poetry. In each world, Marco encountered challenges. In one, he had to solve riddles posed by a giant owl to locate the next book. In another, he danced with shadows to gain their trust and knowledge. But with every challenge, there was a lesson. The riddles taught him the value of wisdom. The shadows reminded him of the joys in life's simple moments. Months felt like years, and years felt like a lifetime. But Marco's determination never wavered. Finally, after what seemed like an eternity, he arrived in a world filled with libraries. This must be the place, thought Marco, and he eagerly began his search. An old librarian, with a beard as long as the tales he'd read, approached Marco. "Looking for something, young traveller?" "I wish to go back home," Marco replied, his voice tinged with exhaustion. The librarian smiled. "Remember, in a library, it's not about searching with your eyes, but with your heart." Confused but hopeful, Marco closed his eyes. He thought of his family, his friends, and the stories he'd left behind in Litera. When he opened them, he was holding a book with a cover that depicted his little town. With a deep breath, he opened it. The whirlwind returned, but this time it was gentle, like a loving embrace. Marco found himself back in the library of Litera. The sun was setting, casting a golden hue. The adventure had felt like a lifetime, but in his world only moments had passed. From then on, Marco often visited the library, but with a newfound respect. He realised that every book was a treasure trove of knowledge and adventure, but the most important stories were those of the heart. And so the tale of Marco and the magical library became a cherished fable in Litera, a reminder that while journeys can teach and enchant, home is where the heart truly lies. If you would like to appear in one of our stories as a character, send us an email telling us a little bit about yourself and what you want your story to be about. We'll choose the best ideas and write a story especially for you. Our email address is storytelling581@gmail.com. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe to our channel. We release a new video every Sunday and you don't want to miss out. Goodbye!
The Fable Factory.